We were so happy to be able to do Go Wild again in 2021. We had to go online in 2020 due to the pandemic, of course, but we were really pleased to be able to get going again with our new sets of deliverers and a new project coordinator, but the same locations, Kirkcudbright, Castle Douglas with the Threave estate, and up at the beautiful Garrick estate in the Glenkens. So again, 3 camps, 10 children on each one, a week of immersion in the outdoors, really getting a sense of place, really getting to grips with what the Galloway Glens area is all about and how special it is.
The main things that Go Wild are trying to achieve is really giving them confidence and bringing them into kind of the natural space and being able to understand and use the natural space and use it as free as possible. So the real ethos is kind of trying to not bring lots of stuff and buy lots of stuff for an activity, is to really use what is right there in the woodland.
The well-being is so changed when they're outside. You can just tell that they're like so much more happier. The confidence levels as well. So like I said, like they were shy to begin with, and then they just became more and more confident. They're able to like tell us what they need and speak for themselves and express their emotions. And that's really important, because here they can walk off and, you know, they can have a grump, they can have a moan. There's no issues with that. And a lot of the time when it's kind of more traditional education, then they're in a room with other people and they're not really allowed to express their emotions as much as they can in the forest. And then it's that sensory experience as well, because you've got so much going on around you in the background, and the trees, it lowers the cortisol levels, and they're just happier children when they're outside.
The highlights for some of the children in the camps were, well, it was very varied for the different children. They all took such different things from it. Certainly some of them really got into some of the outdoor skills such as whittling and green woodwork and firelighting. Others, I think, really bonded well with their peers, particularly the ones they knew they'd be going to high school with soon, and started making some really good relationships there. And I think got a lot from that peer support of talking about that experience they're all facing.
The National Trust want to encourage, and Galloway Glens want to encourage people out into these landscape places to feel an ownership of them. And I'm sure that the children that were on the camp will definitely go back to Threave and feel that it's their wood, which is really important.
I think they just can really connect with being outside, and it just gives a new sort of way of learning, you know, and you can apply a lot of the things you might learn in school, like your literacy and your maths, you know, all those different things. It's nice to sort of have that experience outside and get a sense of place. And I think it also brings up, for people that might struggle with some of the academic side in school, you suddenly see people blossom and be much more confident in their self and with sort of different physical activities outside.
They took ownership of the camp and how they made their structures, and they saw it as their place, and within 2 days you kind of felt, as they arrived at the camp in the morning, they were arriving somewhere that they felt at home. And it was a very special place with beautiful, mature oak trees. Yes, I think they went away feeling that they live in a special place where they can do special things.
So being outside gives the child a lot more autonomy over their own learning. It creates a bit more of a different relationship as well between the leaders and the children, because the leaders aren't necessarily looked at as teachers. They're in a space in a different way. And I think being outdoors really highlights that. It gives the kids ownership of that space as well, and that really kind of creates a responsibility within the kids to take on what they want to learn and how they want to grow. A lot of the parents kind of really highlighted kind of how confident the kids felt, and I got quite a bit of feedback about how excited they felt as well when they came back home, and they were just wanting to tell everything. And a few of the parents even saying during the whole week they didn't play with their computer games and things like that because their mind was just filled up with other things, and that was a real joy, and a joy for the parents as well.
As ever, we can only put these events on because of our support from the National Lottery Heritage Fund and Dumfries and Galloway Council, so that's very much appreciated by all the children involved, I'm quite sure. And also I'd like to say a big thanks to the landowner and community groups that have supported us in doing this. We were at the Bar Hill Woods in Kirkcudbright, the community woodland down there. Always great to work with National Trust for Scotland Threave Estate and Nick Roper-Colbeck up at the Garrick Estate. Thanks very much to everybody for that. And here's to 2022.